I've always had an interest in anatomy and medical type stuff. I think sports medicine and things, I'd always considered something along those lines, a career path in that direction.
What I saw in Renee was a level of determination. I also saw a person that wasn't just looking for a job, she was really looking for a career. And I just knew that there would be a focus and that she would be looking at not only her current position that we're considering her for hire, but the next level and the next levels as well.
Worked in customer service for about a year and then got a job in product management, cervical marketing under Pat.
She struck me from day one, from the moment I met her, from the moment I put my hand into hers and she squeezed my hand that hard, I thought, we have somebody.
You know, it's something new every day. It's never the same thing, and I think that's what I like about it, and just to know that you really are, you know, you're helping reps, help surgeons, help people. So you're a part of that process, and I think that's what, you know, you have to love what you do. You have to like to go to work every day. It's 90% of what you do in your lifetime, so I like it. When I was 15, you know, young, rambunctious teenager, as everybody is, I guess, I got into an accident. It was a pretty bad car accident where I was thrown from the car.
About 5 o'clock in the morning, the phone rings, and my husband, her stepdad, answers the phone, and he comes in there and he says, "Wake up, Renee's been in a wreck. We need to go to the med." They say the chaplain will be in a minute to speak with you. And then you just like, oh my God, you know, what's going on? That was the worst. That was the worst right there. And I think the reason for that is they didn't know which kid was who.
Renee had sustained an injury that's termed a fracture dislocation. And her fracture dislocation was at the level of T11-12, just above her thoracolumbar junction. And along with this fracture dislocation, there was an injury to her lower thoracic spinal cord. So this resulted not only in the pain that accompanies a fracture like that, but in substantial loss of function of Renee's legs. The kind of implant we used in Renee's case was the TSRH system. We performed a surgery at her thoracolumbar junction to instrument her spine to make it instantly stable. Infuse, of course, was not available in those days. We fused her spine using autograft from her iliac crest.
You know, I asked him, I said, well, is she ever going to be able to walk again? And he said, well, it's probably 5% chance, maybe.
Renee's spine healed very nicely. She, of course, never fully recovered the use of her legs, but you know, through her determination and her spirit, she got out there and got active.
That really struck home to think that, you know, that could have been it. And that, you know, for some of us it was, and that could have been it. And I mean, when people see it now, they ask, just kind of like I asked, how did anybody survive that? And it was definitely something that was hard to take in and hard to look at. But and just to know that, you know, God kind of chose you to make it out of such a tragic event. I think that's probably what hit the hardest. Is you've got a purpose and you got to find out what it is. So. You know, I met a lot of people, a good group of friends, and one of those friends was Chris, who, you know, we did a lot together. It was a close-knit group, so we hung out on the weekends through the week, and through that, you know, it developed into something more than friendship, and then we ended up getting married. So we actually got married in France, which I think was a big deal for both of us. We both love to travel, so that was definitely exciting. Got married in France, and then a year later we have a beautiful little boy, Foster, which we both love. And it's just, it really is a good relationship. I mean, obviously it has to be. We work together, we live together, and I know that can be interesting at times, but it's something that, you know, we love it. It's cool that you get to do that. I know a lot of people don't get to be around their spouse for 24 hours a day, but we actually do it pretty well, I think.
We have done lots of things. We've traveled all over the world. We've done things that people with disabilities probably have either never done or shouldn't do. But we don't. We've kind of come to realize that the wheelchair is just another leg. It's just something that helps her get from point A to point B, but doesn't stop us from doing anything.
She's just a joy. I mean, she just acts like she loves life, and she puts her mind to it. She'll do whatever. I mean, nothing stops her.
So here you go from a child that gets injured, that has implants put in her to just restore her life, and then she turns around and she works for that very company that produced those implants, and she's not a walking advertisement, but she is proof certain that this technology it helps people and the families.
Renee is definitely the epitome of what we represent or what our company does. We want to improve the quality of life. We look not only at that person, but what they can do to benefit our communities and our world as a whole. The employees here, especially our sales reps, love Renee and know that she has a genuine heart for what she does.
It's appropriate that a young woman who was treated with a Medtronic state-of-the-art product of 13 years ago now helps to improve Medtronic's products so that a future generation of patients can live better lives.
Renee, in my opinion, is an inspiration to anybody that sees her. Her tenacity, her ability to overcome day in and day out, not just when she was in an accident, but she puts up with IRN process, she puts up with issues with back orders and trying to launch products. She is an amazing woman.
At first, Medtronic and the sales force at that helped out a little girl that needed something for her back, needed some back surgery, and in the end, that girl turned into a wife, my wife, and a mom.
Every time I go through a stage in life, high school, college, after that, I thought, those are the best years, and I think I'm still seeing that. And now, growing up and getting married and having children, now I'm realizing that these are probably the best years. So it keeps getting better. Hopefully it will continue to keep getting better.